Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing a Range Rover Sport. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Land Rover here in Lehi, Utah, for giving me some time with this Sport. I'm going to include a link to the website in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for Jordan. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 3-liter inline-6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 19 around town and then 26 on the highway, with power outputs being 395 horsepower and then 406 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we move forward with this review, I do want to mention, if you want to see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood, you guys can see Range Rover there in the center, and then you've got the little accent pieces here on the hood. And then notice how, just like the new full size, the lights are flush with the grille bodywork, and you can see the Land Rover logo. And then that theme kind of continues down below, except this area right here kind of breaks it up a little bit. But putting it all together, again, that flush look definitely gives the new Range Rover Sport a unique appearance. Now around the side here, our tire wheel setup is 285, 45, 22 in the front and over in the rear. And you can see here with the wheels completely blacked out. I love kind of like the satin elements there. Red with the brake caliper, and that is huge caliper, that is for sure. And then you can see the little accent piece there on the side. And then notice how everything's painted, body painted here, even the door handles. And then the mirrors and the roof, they're all blacked out. And so then here is your full side view with the Sport. And then taking a look at the key fob, we have our lock and unlock function. We got this turn on lights, that's open up the hatch, and then we have the Land Rover logo on the back. Now taking a look at the cargo area, you guys can see we've got a cargo cover built in from the factory. And then you got a little outlet there, which is cool. Some nice storage on the side. And then this is for the suspension to raise and lower, and then you have this for the seats to lower those down, which is another nice feature. I like the finish on the controls. But yeah, it's a nice cargo area. When you're all done, just press this button and that will lower the hatch right back down. Now taking a look at the taillight design, you guys can see here with little lights. I think that's pretty cool. And then Range Rover here in the back. It's kind of hard to see though because it's black and it's on a black panel. Got the Sport logo, that's easy to see though. And then you got your covers over the exhaust tips. And putting it all together, what do you guys think about the overall design here with this Sport? Now taking a look at the door panel, soft touch here at the top, and then I think this trim's interesting that goes over one of the speakers for the sound system. And then that's nice down below. I do have your seat adjustment, then more soft touch here, and then it's a nice finish on the window control. And then taking a look at the seat itself, you can see it perforated all down the center, really nice trim. Legroom back here is really good. Got a little storage pocket. We've got our own climate zone back here. You can see a little charging port as well. Yeah, these seats are incredibly comfortable. And then headroom back here, it's good. I like how the grab handles just look so fancy. Now taking a look at the front door panel again, soft touch here. You can see blind spot running with the mirrors, and then speaker for the sound system. And then I like the trim down below, and then you've got the stitching that goes across. All of our window controls here. Got our seat adjustments, memory seat function as well. And then all your mirror adjustments as well, rather. They do power fold in. And then here's the front seat, again perforated all down the center portion. Look at those pedals down below. It's another nice feature. And then you can see with the hatch opening, and you got soft touch here on the dash, and then also the rest of the dash all the way across is soft touch. Now taking a look at the steering wheel, you can see soft touch all around. We've got paddle shifters here on the back for the 8-speed, and then look at the stitching here around the airbag cover. Range Rover logo. We got stuff for our cruise control, heated steering wheel function, controls for the center stack, and then your regular stalks there on the back. Now I've got this gauge cluster here in the center. It's fully digital. I think they did a really good job with the theme and design. It looks great. It's easy to use. You can change the layout of it as well. And I think it's very nicely integrated into the overall kind of like dash setup there. Now I've got this 360 camera system, and you've got the cool 3D view that you can do as well. This isn't a huge SUV, so it's not necessary for it to have it in my opinion, but it's still a nice system to have. I like how you have the off-road view as well with that. But yeah, great resolution, great camera system. And then as for the infotainment system, super quick response time, easy to use, and yeah, don't have anything bad to say there. And then we do have our different modes we can go into rather with this. So you guys can see we've got dynamic, we've got comfort, eco, auto terrain response, you've got your off-road modes as well. Like how it says off-road modes, and then you can see you can change the height of the suspension, so super customizable with all of that. And then you guys can see here it is super simplistic. We've got the shifter with the parking brake control, engine stop start, and yeah, that is it. You do have some storage here for like your phone with the wireless phone charging pad, and then you got some cup holders behind it, and then we've got the center console. But yeah, I mean, like, there's not a lot happening there, which is interesting. And then we do still have the double glove box, so top opens up, nice soft touch there, bottom opens up, soft touch inside as well, and on the outside of the glove box. And then we do have a camera, rear view mirror, and then a panoramic sunroof, and pretty nice headliner. So there's a bit of glare, so it's kind of hard to see the window sticker, but this is a Sport Dynamic SE. I've only done a review on an SE, so I decided to do a Sport Dynamic SE so you guys can kind of see a more loaded up one. And then those wheels, I guess, are the SV wheels, $2,600 for that option. Anyways, total MSRP, $101,485. So this is the first Sport that I think I've reviewed with the inline six that has broken the six-figure mark. Anyways, let's see how it drives. Well, let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility over the hood, helping us the heads-up display, both the mirrors, do have blind spotting throughout the rest of the rear. And let us set off in the Sport. I want to do a review on this package because although the SE I think is an incredible value, sub 100,000, I know people are gonna be like, Ben, it's almost $100,000. I get that, but for the vehicle that you're getting under $100,000, yeah, it's a really good value. But I wanted to review this dynamic package to kind of see if this is worth paying a little bit of extra money for, because yeah, it's a cool package. But yeah, I know people are gonna say, Ben, value wise, but you know, if you really wanted like the best value from the, you know, Land Rover / Jaguar brands, because you know they obviously share a lot, I still think that F-Pace SVR, because that's you can get those for under $100,000, 5-liter supercharged V8, cool vehicle, but not as refined as this Range Rover. And that's the first thing you notice the second you get into the new Sport, especially compared to the previous gen Sport. This is a lot more refined. The suspension's a lot more comfortable. This has huge wheels on it. Not a lot of sidewall on the tires, but still really comfortable drive. What I will say though is the one downside is when you go over bigger points of compression, you do feel it with this because of, you know, big wheels and not a lot of sidewall on the tires. But you could always fix that. You could always put smaller wheels on this and then do, you know, a little bit beefier tires. But yeah, super comfortable. Wind noise for a big boxy SUV like this is actually, again, it's not the windiest day to day, but it's relatively windy. It's fine. It doesn't, like, you don't have a lot coming through. And yeah, it's just comfortable. It's quiet. Like, you can tell that we're gonna pop in dynamic. You can tell they've focused on luxury with this new Sport, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think that that's kind of the niche that Range Rover is going for now, because you know, you look at a lot of the other quote-unquote luxury SUVs in the market, and they all focus, you know, pretty much solely, it seems like, on the sporty part, and then luxury is an afterthought. Yeah, it's quick. It is quick. Whereas this, it seems like they're focusing on the luxury first, and then the sportiness. It's not an afterthought, but it seems like it comes second. Even though sport's in the name, I understand some people are critical of that. It still handles well. Right? Again, being a big SUV, still the steering's, you know, you don't get a lot of feedback necessarily, but it's direct, and yeah, it drives really well, but it's so comfortable. You don't really, the only other vehicles that, you know, kind of give you a similar, I guess, luxury experience to the Sport is you've got to go to the bigger vehicles like, you know, Mercedes GLS, BMW X7, whereas the Sport really competes against, you know, the GLE or the BMW X5. But it doesn't necessarily have the, well, the driving dynamics, again, like I said, there's not as big of an emphasis on sportiness with this. But yeah, I would say with the driving dynamics, they're kind of closer to the X5 and GLE, although again, this one's got a more substantial feel to it. It's got a bigger feel to it as well. Man, of course, like, no traffic when I'm coming through, and then as soon as I try to go back around, there's tons of traffic. But yeah, definitely more substantial feel to it compared to those ones. And so yeah, it feels unique in its class. I think that's probably the way to put it, is it feels unique in its class. And the powertrain's super smooth. Obviously the V8's the coolest one, but this inline six is great. And everything I've read on the forums and everything is that the inline six, super reliable. It's been super reliable so far. Powertrain itself. So yeah, to cap things off here with the Sport Dynamic SE, I think if you want, I would say, the looks that this provides, then yeah, I think that this could make sense getting over the SE. I mean, the SE already comes with so much, and it's such a nice vehicle. If you're just looking for a value, then yeah, the SE is going to be the one to go for. But if you kind of want the vehicle to feel a little bit more special, what the heck? Just a Tesla. Anyways, if you want the vehicle to feel a little bit more special, then that's kind of what the dynamic package gives you. It gives you kind of a little bit sportier, I wouldn't say necessarily driving experience. It pretty much feels the same, but just the looks, right? It's always the looks that count. But let me know what you guys think.